Well, hell fire. Let's rock the riff, and I am back for another Metalhead Envy. Today I am checking out Tin Henson. I guess this is his first single going, or for a solo project. Uh, Tim Henson is got some cool stuff. He's got some cool chops. I really like 40 Ounces by Polyphia. Uh, that track is really catchy. I'm curious to see what Original Sin is. I'm assuming it's going to be very Polyphia esque, but we'll have to wait and see. And then also, I was going to shout out, I do have the Tim Henson plugin. So, right now I got my Gojira pulled up. I can pull up the Tim Henson plugin. This thing's pretty cool. It's got a lot of overdrive in it, as you can hear it already. Can't remember what I was doing. Put in this one. Crazy sounding effects and stuff. So, Tim Henson, you got some cool shit, brother. Which once again, Neural DSP is the bomb, man. I think Neural DSP is the best guitar plug-in company, whatever you want to call it. Oh, let's dive on into Original Sin. Okay. Yeah. If you told me this was a Polyphia track, I would believe you. But I was gonna say I would love to try out one of these guitars. I think the nylon strings on acoustic are fantastic. Um, I've had a couple classical guitars. I wish I still had a few, but I would love to try out one of these. I guess it's an Ibanez model. Looks like that's what the brand is on them. I think the only thing about it is I wonder if they make any models with different fret inlays. I don't know if the Vine thing is kind of cool, but I would want some different options. It's very busy to me. My eye already, when I have to look down at the guitar neck, my eye already gets fucked with enough as it is. So that I feel like that fret inlay would throw me for a loop. But let's get back to the bounce. I like that little clap. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's my headphones or what, but that bass drop is harsh almost. I imagine if you're in a car listening to this, you got a nice little sub, or somewhere where you got a nice sub, like a good sound system in your house, that bass drop probably, you can feel that motherfucker. It's like boom. But for me, sitting here with these headphones, it's a bit harsh, bro. It almost kind of hurts my ears a little bit. like that lead on right there. Yeah. I think this has been my favorite section of the track so far. Well, I'm not the only one. Most replayed. Right here, man. Because don't get me wrong, Tim Henson, you got chops, brother. If you ever see this, you have a killer thing that you do on the guitar. Uh, I think that bass drop is super harsh, though. Super harsh here in the beginning, but right here, that nice little heartbeat, and then you doing your lead work. Your lead tone right there is killer, and just, yeah, really dig this section of the track. Kind of want to figure out what the key is right there. Yeah. That's cool. That was pretty cool. I do feel like that could fit right perfect on a Polyphia record. I was wondering if Tim was going to break out of their box or their sound and try something different. But overall, fantastic. I remember seeing Polyphia a long time ago before. I mean, when I was younger, I remember when they first were in the guitar community, and all of us were like, "Have you seen these cats? Like they fucking shred." And I remember 40 ounces is still my favorite track. I don't know what it is. Maybe the music video for it was really funny too with the old ladies, but I think Tim's got a really really cool style. I'm watching his right hand. I wish I had that picking ability of holding the pick and then being able to use my other fingers. And don't quote me. I know I've said this a million times. I always call it hybrid picking, but I may actually have an actual. Somebody smarter than me is going to know the actual term and everything. But I am curious if Tim used his plug-in for this. There's some really cool sounds going on in here. I love this section of the song. Right there. That is such a killer little spot. That, and I really do want to try one of these out. I have yet to see one in a local guitar store to me. Uh, it looks comfortable. It looks like it's got a great actual body to it. But then I'm curious how, because most classicals, I feel like the fretboard radius is very flat. And I'm curious if this actually has a little bit of bend to it. It looks flat, but looks can be deceiving and everything. Uh, but yeah, man, good for you, brother. Got you a bunch of guitars out, and it seems like whatever music you put out, man, there is a market, or not a market, but there is a community that checks it out, and killer work, man. I will truly be. I am envious of your guitar skills, man. I wish I had the what would you call it? The drive to practice as much. I'm curious how many hours you practice to get to where you're at, man. I am wanting to know though the key of this. I don't know if I can do it with this tone. So if we can actually pull the Tim Henson one back up. I need to sit around and actually mess with this a little bit longer. It's been a minute since I pulled this one up. All right. You got a style, brother. You got a killer style. Uh, so yeah, good for you. I'm so glad. I wish you nothing but success, Tim. More success for you and your other bandmates and Polyphia and solo projects and all that. Uh, that was interesting. Shout out to this middle section, the most replayed part. That was really killer. Very, very, very groovy. If this ends up being your first time to the channel, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Anybody that knows way more than me, I love to read the comments, especially when people are pretty cool, and see what their thoughts are. And then also, anybody knows the model to these guitars, uh, just cool trivia. Cool trivia and all that. But can't think of nothing else to say besides stay positive, stay rocking, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.